Welcome to the deep dive. Today we're jumping into a really eventful Monday Night Raw episode, hashtag 1678, July 21st, 2025. This one came live from Houston, Texas.
Yeah, the Toyota Center. Packed house, too. Over 13,000 fans. They were loud.
They definitely were. So our mission today is to unpack the big moments, the key showdowns, and maybe some surprising shifts and alliances from this Raw.
Right. We've looked at the source material.
Yeah.
And we're going to try and figure out what really mattered, what the big takeaways are for the WWE landscape going forward.
Because this wasn't just like a filler episode before the pay-per-view. This had huge implications for SummerSlam. We saw dramatic returns, some really intense promos.
Oh, yeah. Confrontations that felt personal and alliances forming that, well, nobody really saw coming.
Exactly. Okay, let's unpack this.
Let's do it.
So the show kicks off and the energy is already high. Out comes CM Punk.
Right. Fresh off his return and already named as the challenger for Gunther's World Heavyweight Championship. Big news right away.
He seemed in pretty good spirits, actually. He told the Houston crowd, his two big goals since coming back: main event WrestleMania, become world champion.
The classics for someone like Punk?
Yeah, he did acknowledge maybe getting a bit distracted lately, people taking things too personally, that sort of thing.
A little self-awareness, maybe.
Maybe. But then he specifically addressed Gunther, said he respects him, called him one of the best wrestlers in the world, which is, fair praise.
It is. Given Gunther's record, like that insane 666-day RC title reign, and now he's world champ again.
Right. But just as you think Punk's being humble, bam, he drops the "but I'm the best in the world" line.
There it is. Classic Punk. He can't help himself, can he?
It seems not. He even framed it as a huge challenge, saying he only has 2 weeks to prep for this monster Gunther.
Well, that best in the world claim, that's the core of it, isn't it? It immediately frames this not just as Punk wanting the title, but wanting to usurp Gunther's entire identity as the champion.
It's a direct challenge to his status.
Exactly. It's Punk saying, your title reign is impressive, but I am the benchmark. That sets the stage perfectly.
And Gunther didn't wait long to respond. Punk's music gets cut off.
Yep. Here comes the champ. And the crowd, wow, they hit him instantly with those "you tapped out" chants.
Super loud. So, question. Punk gets cut off, but does that actually help Punk's case? Because the crowd immediately reminds everyone of Gunther's vulnerability. Or did Gunther just shut him down effectively?
That's interesting. I think the chants kind of gave Punk a little win there, yeah. It showed Gunther can be rattled, which feeds Punk's narrative. But Gunther's response was pure Gunther.
Okay, how so?
He basically dismissed the chants, said they're both just in it for the money, not to be friends, admitted they both have egos.
Fair enough.
But then he drew that line in the sand. His ego, he claims, is justified by his wins, his titles, Punk's ego. Just fan opinion, according to Gunther.
Ooh, sharp distinction.
And he hammered it home.
Yeah.
The best in the world is whoever holds that World Heavyweight Championship, period. Not who says they are.
And then the threat for SummerSlam. Pretty brutal.
Yeah, really direct. He promised to make Punk regret ever stepping in the ring, gonna drop him like a wet towel.
Oof.
And then the final blows. Punk will never be champion, never be the best in the world. All he'll have left are his, quote, degenerate fans.
Wow. That's dismissive, doesn't even cover it.
It really goes beyond just the title, doesn't it? What's fascinating here is how personal it feels. It's established dominance, Gunther's reign, versus this returning legend, Punk, who's looking for that ultimate validation.
That final big win.
Exactly. And if we connect this to the bigger picture, WWE is playing brilliantly with the real fan feelings here. Respect for Gunther, but maybe some questions about Punk's whole deal. It makes the rivalry feel like it's about their entire careers, not just one match.
Legacy versus the here and now?
Precisely.
Yeah.
Who really belongs at the very top?
Okay, so from that main event intensity, let's rewind a bit, because earlier in the show, we had another massive return.
Oh, yeah. The OTC. Roman Reigns.
The original tribal chief himself shows up, and his appearance actually tied into the end of the show, too.
It did. But first, earlier on, we had Paul Heyman.
Right. Heyman, with his new guys, Braun Breaker and Bronson Reed, basically tries to recruit Reigns.
He even apologized for any perceived disrespect.
Yeah.
Laid out this idea that Reigns could fill the leadership void left by Seth Rollins being out.
Trying to rebuild, essentially.
Yeah, Heyman's pitch was basically, we're stronger together. Trying to bring Roman's aura, his presence into his new group. A calculated move.
Calculated, but it backfired spectacularly. Reigns cut him off mid-sentence.
Didn't even let him finish. First thing, Houston, acknowledge me.
Gets the crowd roaring, then turns to Heyman and just eviscerates him. Calls him an idiot, not a wise man anymore.
Ouch. And Reigns didn't stop there. He went right at Heyman's whole history, didn't he?
He did. Accused Heyman of planning to use Breakker just like he used Reigns, taking all the credit.
Right. Said he is the tribal chief because the fans acknowledge him, not because of Heyman. And his bloodline, that was family, not some faction Heyman cooked up.
He even blamed Heyman for destroying the bloodline by throwing away loyalty for a best friend. That felt pointed.
Very pointed. And just as that tension is peaking, Braun Breaker steps up.
Yeah, Breakker jumps in. Never want to shy away.
Nope. Tells Reigns he's from yesterday. He's useless, just taking up space.
Bold words to the tribal chief.
And then declares he's the top dog, now the future. Tells Reigns to get out.
That was not wise. Reigns chucks the mic at him. Superman punch connects.
And the brawl is on. Reed jumps in, then Breaker hits Reigns with a spear. Looked bad for Roman for a second there.
It really did. He was outnumbered. But then
Here's where it gets really interesting. Jey Uso's music hits.
the place exploded. I gotta say it, I jumped too. Nobody expected that.
Nobody. Jey hits the ring, and suddenly it's Roman and Jey, side by side, hitting simultaneous spears on Breaker and Reed.
Ring cleared. The two of them standing tall, celebrating together. Wow.
It's just an incredible moment. The potential bloodline reunion.
Yeah.
That changes everything.
So what does this mean? What's the takeaway here?
Well, this raises a huge question about loyalty, power, betrayal. All those themes wrapped up in the Bloodline saga. The implication is massive for SummerSlam and beyond. Are they truly back together? Is it strategic? It suggests even the biggest wounds can maybe be patched up when there's a common enemy.
A very dangerous common enemy in Breakker and Heyman's new crew.
Exactly. The power dynamics just shifted seismically.
Okay, while the men's division was dropping bombs, you could argue the women's division was maybe even more complex this week. Just a web of alliances and title stories.
Absolutely. So much going on. Where do we start? Becky Lynch.
Let's start there. Intercontinental Championship picture. Becky comes out, demands her recognition, plugs Happy Gilmore too.
Gotta get the plug in.
Calls herself Becky Two Belts, naturally. And then goes after Lyra Valkyria, calling her selfish for getting both an IC title shot and a tag team title shot.
Yeah, Becky playing the dominant champ, questioning Lyra's ambition almost. Then she lays down that huge stipulation for SummerSlam.
Right. If Lyra loses, she can never challenge for the IC title again while Becky holds it.
Huge stakes. But Lyra fires right back, accepts, but adds her own condition. No count out, no disqualification.
Smart. Guarantees a winner. No excuses.
Definitely. Then came that handshake moment.
Which looked like a setup.
It was. Becky went for the cheap shot, but Lyra scouted it, reversed it into the manhandle slam. Big statement.
Sent Becky a message. She's ready.
Yeah, what's fascinating here is how they're framing this. Becky literally said it's the most important match for the title, determining its future. It makes SummerSlam feel like a genuine proving ground for Valkyria.
Huge pressure on her. Okay, elsewhere. Quick backstage bit. Naomi, the Raw Women's Champ, introduces herself to Stephanie Valkyr.
Yeah, just a brief encounter, but Valkyr's response was icy. Basically told Naomi, see you at Clash in Paris if you survive SummerSlam.
Ooh, throwing down a future challenge. Kinda. Naomi looked offended.
Definitely planted a seed there for down the line.
All right, let's talk tag team titles. Lyra Valkyria again, but this time with Bayley. Lyra seemed confused.
Yeah, Bayley apparently talked Adam Pearce into getting them this tag title shot. Claimed it was meant for Mania or something.
But Lyra reminded her, I beat you up last week. So, awkward partners.
Very awkward. And maybe that played into the result. The Judgment Day, Roxanne Perez and Raquel Rodriguez, with Dom, they got the win. Retained the titles.
So, Judgment Day keeps the gold. And we found out they're SummerSlam challengers.
We did, and it's a pretty interesting pairing, Alexa Bliss and Charlotte Flair.
Wow, okay. That's unexpected. Powerhouse team, though.
Definitely shakes things up.
All right, still more in the women's division. Io Sky and Stephanie Valkyr.
Right. Io confronted Valkyr backstage, wanted to finish what they started before, challenged her to a match.
Which they had, but it ended weirdly. Valkyr won, but by DQ.
Yeah, Chelsea Green interfered, causing the DQ.
Chelsea Green, of course.
But here's where it got really chaotic. Post-match, Green, Piper Niven, Isla Fire, the heels jump Valkyr.
Oh, okay, standard beatdown.
But then Io Sky runs back to make the save for Valkyr, her opponent.
Whoa, okay. Turning face? Or just enemy of my enemy?
Right. But then, another twist. Naomi runs down and attacks Io.
What? Naomi attacks Io? Why?
No idea. Just total chaos. Heels attacking Valkyr. Io saves Valkyr. Naomi attacks Io.
That's spinning.
And just when you think it can't get crazier, Rhea Ripley's music hits.
Mommy's back.
She storms the ring, clears out all the heels Niven fire, Naomi scatter. And the segment ends with Ripley, Io Sky, and Stephanie Valkyria standing together in the ring.
The baby faces. An unlikely trio if ever I saw one.
Totally unexpected alliance.
So what does this all mean? It shows just how tangled these stories are. New alliances are forming, maybe new factions. The lines between rivals and allies are blurring constantly.
It sets up so many possibilities. Multi-woman matches, betrayals down the line. Very complex.
Yeah, the women's division feels incredibly dynamic right now. Okay, moving beyond the top titles, there is still plenty else happening. Tag team division first.
Right, we got new #1 contenders for the World Tag Team titles.
LWO Cruz del Toro and Joaquin Wilde. With Dragon Lee, they won that three-way tag match.
Yep, beat New Day and the Creed brothers.
Yeah.
So they get a shot at Judgment Day. Good for them.
Definitely. Then there was the AJ Styles and Dominic Mysterio saga that continued.
Oh, man. AJ's disguises. First a porter, then a janitor. Trying to get his hands on Dom.
Dom just kept running away. It was pretty funny, actually.
It was. Tied into Dom needing medical clearance. But then backstage, Dom ambushes AJ with his title belt.
Finally got him.
Yeah, says, I got my medical clearance. So, looks like AJ versus Dom is finally set for SummerSlam. That cat and mouse game paid off.
Good. Elsewhere, Sami Zayn versus Karrion Kross.
Sami was determined, even admitting he wasn't 100%. Blamed Kross for missing last week, maybe costing him the gauntlet match.
Wanted revenge.
Yeah, but didn't get it. Scarlett caused a distraction. Kross uses steel pipe. Kross gets the win. That feud's not over.
Doesn't feel like it. Quick backstage thing. Dragon Lee and El Grande Americano.
Just a quick brawl. Lee called him a fake, and fists started flying. Short and sweet animosity.
Gotcha. Grayson Waller showed up, too.
Yeah, confirmed Austin Theory's injury, which means A Town Down Under is officially done.
End of an era. Sort of.
Kind of. And Waller immediately started politicking, offered his services to the New Day.
How'd they react?
Looked irritated, but maybe.
Yeah.
Not totally shutting the door. An unlikely alliance to keep an eye on, maybe.
Interesting. And Sheamus got a win.
Yeah, straightforward match against Rusev, one with the bro kick. Solid victory for Sheamus.
Okay. Just a couple other quick notes from the show. They hyped the new WWE series on Netflix, Unreal.
Right, debuts July 29th. Michael Cole mentioned it.
And a little crossover moment.
Yeah, pretty cool. TNA champion Trick Williams was shown backstage. Apparently, he's got a confrontation coming up with The Undertaker on NXT.
Wow, okay. Nice little nod to the wider wrestling world there.
Definitely. Shows how interconnected things can get.
So, wrapping up this deep dive, this episode of Raw was absolutely defined by those showdowns and shifting alliances, wasn't it?
Couldn't have said it better. From Punk and Gunther setting the stage for a really personal, legacy-defining title match.
To Roman Reigns returning, and that absolutely stunning reunion, maybe, with Jey Uso.
Yeah, and the women's division just exploding with crisscrossing rivalries and unexpected team-ups.
It really did set a chaotic, intense, and very unpredictable stage for SummerSlam.
The pace was just incredible. It shows how fast things change in WWE, how quickly those power dynamics can shift.
Yeah.
Yesterday's enemy is today's ally.
Or maybe tomorrow's enemy again.
Exactly. Every promo, every attack, it all feels like it has immediate ripple effects.
It really does. Which leaves us with something to think about, doesn't it? Given all these explosive events, these sudden alliances we just talked about, what do these reckonings, these big moments, really tell us about power and ambition in WWE? And maybe more importantly, in all this chaos, who actually benefits the most?
That's the million-dollar question, isn't it?
It is. Something for you to ponder. Thanks for joining us for this deep dive.
Yeah, thanks, everyone.
Until next time, stay curious.